Ladies and gentlemen, habiyepsi something. Have you ever sat down, looked at your bank account, looked at your dreams, and thought, why hasn't it happened yet? You know you're built for more. You can feel it in your bones. The ideas, the hunger, the fire, it's all there. But month after month, year after year, you're stuck at the same level. You got $1 million dreams sitting in $1,000 routine, and you're tired of living average, tired of excuses, tired of the grind that ain't producing. You ever wonder why some people wake up and make 10 million in 30 days while you're out here struggling just to get one consistent win? It ain't luck. It ain't the universe picking favorites. It's because there are things, mental, emotional, spiritual, and even physical things that are stopping you cold in your tracks. You keep sprinting in quicksand and wondering why you're exhausted but never arrive. And I'll tell you the truth, it ain't always the system, the economy, or your upbringing. Sometimes it's you. Now don't get offended, this ain't an attack. This is love disguised as truth. Real truth. The kind you can't avoid anymore if you're serious about stacking your first 10 million and fast. I'm talking 30-day kind of fast. Life-changing, jaw-dropping, head-turning kind of wealth. The kind that sets your family straight and finally lets you breathe. But before that happens, you gotta clear out what's in the way. So sit with me, focus in, and stop lying to yourself because the clock is ticking. And if you don't change something now, you're gonna be in the exact same place a year from today. You see, the first thing stopping you from making your first 10 million in a month is your small thinking. That's it. Flat out, plain and simple. You think in 5-figure thoughts while trying to build 8-figure results. You dreaming big but planning small. You know what hurts the most? You got a $10 million vision with a dollar store mindset. You still asking, can I afford it, instead of how can I multiply it? You still chasing discounts when you should be chasing investments. Look, nobody ever hit it big playing it safe. Your dreams can't live in a budget. You gotta expand your mind, your belief, your capacity. You wanna make 10 million? Then you gotta think like someone who deserves 100, not 10, not 20, but 100. Because the way you think is the ceiling of your results. You think tight, your results stay tight. The second thing stopping you is the people you roll with. I'm serious. You are becoming who you hang around. You trying to run like a lion while surrounded by pigeons. You can't build empires with folks who don't even believe in kingdom. Every time you talk about your next big idea, they laugh, they mock, they water it down, and you listen. You absorb that doubt. You internalize it. Let me tell you something, proximity is power. If you're around folks who ain't trying to grow, you're already shrinking. You'll never make 10 million in a month hanging around people who are comfortable making 3K. And this ain't about arrogance. This is about alignment. If they ain't stretching you, they're shrinking you. Period. Third reason, you ain't obsessed. You're interested, but you're not obsessed. And there's a difference. Interest is cute. Obsession is fire. Obsession keeps you up at night. Obsession makes you turn off the TV, delete the app, shut out the noise. Obsession sacrifices now for next. Obsession doesn't care about balance because it's chasing destiny. And you know what? The people that make 10 million in a month, they don't have normal schedules. They don't think like everyone else. They are locked in. Their purpose consumes them. And if you're not consumed by your mission, you will always be distracted by nonsense. If you're not obsessed with your goal, then everything else becomes a good excuse. You keep saying you want it, but do your actions reflect that? Fourth, let me say this clearly, you got no systems. Chaos can't scale. Hustle with no strategy is noise. You wake up every day reacting instead of executing. There's no structure, no automation, no blueprint. And I hate to tell you, but passion without process is poverty. You want to make 10 million? Then you better build systems that work while you sleep. That means leveraging time, tech, people. You're doing everything by yourself, still playing one-man army when you should be building an army. You need SOPs, not stress. You need workflows, not wish lists. Every millionaire has structure. If it ain't repeatable, it ain't scalable. Period. The fifth thing that's killing your 10 million month, fear of criticism. You care too much. What they gonna say? What if I fail? What if they laugh? Let me tell you something. Those folks you're worried about, they're already judging you broke or rich. You might as well get rich. You might as well let them hate you for winning. Fear of judgment is keeping you invisible. You playing small just to fit in with people who don't even know who they are. And while you're dimming your lights, somebody else is stealing your spot. Listen, people will criticize you whether you're doing bad or good, so do good. Do it loud, do it proudly, and stop waiting for permission to go all in. Number 6, and this one's deep. You still haven't healed. Yeah, I said it. You're trying to build empires with broken bricks. That trauma, that insecurity, that childhood voice telling you you're not enough. It's showing up in your business. You procrastinate because you're afraid. You self-sabotage because deep down you don't believe you're worthy. And every time you get close to success, you pull back. Not because you can't win, but because the unhealed version of you doesn't know how to receive abundance. You gotta face your demons. You gotta get in the mirror and do the inner work. Wealth can't flow to a vessel that's leaking. You can't hold millions if your heart is still bleeding. 7. You confuse movement with progress. You busy but you ain't building. Running all over doing 99 things, yet none of them move the needle. You're addicted to being active, not effective. Listen, the hustle culture lied to you. So it ain't about how many hours you work. It's about what you build in those hours. You don't get a trophy for burnout. You get results for execution. You could work 20 hours a day and still be broke if you're not doing the right things. Strategy beats sweat every time. You want to make 10 million in 30 days. Then focus on revenue driving, needle moving, momentum building action. Everything else is fluff. 8. You're addicted to comfort. You got a soft routine for a hard dream. You love the idea of 10 million, but you don't want to feel pain. You don't want to sacrifice. You still sleep in, still party, still indulge, still compromise. But let me break it to you. Growth lives outside of comfort. You can't grow and stay cozy. You can't elevate and stay safe. Comfort is the killer of all dreams. Every time you choose comfort, you delay your breakthrough. That cold call you avoided, that risk you didn't take, that deal you didn't pitch. That's why the millions didn't show up. You say you want more, but you won't leave your warm little box. And until you break out of that, nothing's changing. 9. This is a big one. You don't understand money. You want 10 million but don't even know how to manage 10,000. You don't study wealth. You don't learn investments. You don't research trends. You blow it on liability. You chase cash, not cash flow. Listen, money is a tool. It ain't emotional. It goes where it's respected. You gotta learn the language of wealth. You gotta know how to multiply, protect, and position your income. Most people lose their first million because they never develop the mindset to hold it. Don't let that be you. Study the game. Respect the dollar. Don't just make money, master it. And finally, number 10. You keep waiting for the perfect time. That's the biggest lie you tell yourself. I'll start when I'm ready. I'll go all in when I have more experience. I'll launch when it's safer. You waiting for stars to align while your destiny gets delayed. There is no perfect time. There's only now. The people making 10 million today, they didn't wait. They started messy. They jumped scared. They took action while everyone else was planning. You don't need perfect, you need momentum. You don't need guarantees. You need guts. Stop sitting on your ideas. Stop waiting on signs. Be the sign. Be the start. Be the breakthrough. So let me wrap this up by saying this. Everything you need is already inside you. The only thing standing between you and that 10 million is your mindset, your circle, your habits, and your hunger. That dream is yours if you're bold enough to believe it, obsessed enough to chase it, and disciplined enough to birth it. But you gotta move. You gotta cut the noise. You gotta be ruthless about your growth. 10 million in a month ain't a fantasy. It's a decision. And if you're willing to stop lying to yourself, if you're ready to burn the excuses, if you're done entertaining average, then watch what happens. The moment you stop negotiating with your limitations, you will finally start creating your elevation. It's your time. Not next year, not when you feel like it. Now, let's go.